What was it like your first day in a 45 car after being over at RCR, coming over here in a Toyota? What was it like out on the track?
Well, here at Coda, it's always a blast. This is one of the most fun racetracks that, from a driver's perspective, just racing the surface itself, it's just a very challenging racetrack. But certainly for me and this team, waiting a long time to get to the track, and thankfully, this higher test was on the schedule for us, and that we were able to come out here thanks to Goodyear and get my first laps in a Toyota Camry TRD. So yeah, really cool first day. Went really well. Learned a good bit about how the differences of the car, and excited to see how tomorrow goes, and hopefully we can learn some more.
What's been the transition to your new team been like?
It's been a lot of fun, but it's a huge one for sure. Changing teams on the Cup level is huge in itself. Changing manufacturers along with is another part of it that there's just a lot of new people, a lot of new places that you go to throughout the week. How you prepare, how you train, a lot of things changed, but a lot of good changes. It's really impressive everything that Toyota, TRD, and 2311 bring to the table, and I was really excited to get to the track and see where the road course program was at. They certainly felt like they wanted to make some improvements in this off season. They're hoping that leaning on me and what I've been able to learn to help make that possible too. So definitely think we've gone in the right direction, but we still are hungry for more.
What do you like about racing here in Austin? What do you like about racing here in Austin?
I mean, the track itself has a lot of elevation change. Turn one is just one that I don't know. It's deceiving how tall the hill really is. You drive so far off into the corner, and the car just stops, and you get down to turn 10 and turn 12, 11 and 12 actually, and it's kind of the opposite. It's downhill, it's tricky. There's just a lot of different. The sectors of this track just are so different. Turn 1 to turn 10 is kind of its own animal. The backside of the track requires a different approach. So for a driver, it's just a lot of fun to make laps here.
We're here in January. Out of curiosity, things can change between now and March when y'all come back to actually compete. I was curious about how you make notes for yourself, just like what to expect, and to leave room for changes, like the weather and conditions.
Yeah, the weather is definitely pretty warm for January, I think. I think it'll be warmer when we do come back, but certainly it could have been, in the 40s or colder, pretty warm day. So that definitely helps when we do take notes and figure out what we're going to bring back. But take as many notes as we can, especially for me as a driver, first day with the team on the track. So a lot of notes.
Getting back to the track, you were talking about the different parts of it and how it's a little difficult to maneuver there. How do you prepare for that mentally, when you come to Texas to have to get ready for this track?
I've made a lot of laps at this track on iRacing, on the simulators, for TRD as well. So I have been able to gather some experience through other experiences, winning, running and winning a couple of endurance races here, laps, and just putting in the time and effort, making whether that's in real life or a simulation, just helps. So I made a lot of laps around this place. I can picture with my eyes shut. That certainly helps when you come back and you have a full field full of drivers that are going to be really aggressive.
Tyler, you got your first Cup pole here too. What can you draw off that, even switching to a new team?
Not much at all. The car's completely different now. But the things that added up to that pole lap certainly remain important, even with this new car. But it was a huge shot of confidence for me as a driver at that time. I was really, really bad at road courses not 4 or 5 months ago. So to make the big step that we did and back it up with a pole a couple years ago was huge for me, and it showed that I was making the right. I was putting the right time and effort into the right things to get better as a driver.
And just getting back to your team, new team, early on right now, what have you found that you've been enjoying early right now with your team and learning about it?
There's a lot of things. The environment of the shop is wildly different than RCR. It's not the home. It's not the forever home. It's temporary, but for where the team's at and how it's growing, I feel like it's a perfect place for us. The people are great. Toyota is a huge resource. They do a lot for this team, and they do a lot for Joe Gibbs, and we all work really well together. So there's just a lot of great people with sharp minds and great ideas, and it's been fun going through that process, getting to know them and getting integrated into the Toyota family.
Okay.
What do you like about racing here in Austin?
I mean, the track itself has a lot of elevation change. Turn one is just one that I don't know. It's deceiving how tall the hill really is. You drive so far off into the corner, and the car just stops, and you get down to turn 10 and turn 12, 11 and 12 actually, and it's kind of the opposite. It's downhill, it's tricky. There's just a lot of different. The sectors of this track just are so different. Turn 1 to turn 10 is kind of its own animal. The backside of the track requires a different approach. So for a driver, it's just a lot of fun to make laps here.
We're here in January. Out of curiosity, things can change between now and March when y'all come back to actually compete. I was curious about how you make notes for yourself, just like what to expect, and to leave room for changes, like the weather and conditions and things.
Yeah, the weather is definitely pretty warm for January, I think. I think it'll be warmer when we do come back, but certainly it could have been, in the 40s or colder. Pretty warm day, so that definitely helps when we do take notes and figure out what we're going to bring back. But take as many notes as we can, especially for me as a driver, first day with the team on the track. So a lot of notes.
Getting back to the track, you were talking about the different parts of it and how it's a little difficult to maneuver there. How do you prepare for that mentally, when you come to Texas to have to get ready for this track?
I've made a lot of laps at this track on iRacing, on the simulators, for TRD as well. So I have been able to gather some experience through other experiences, winning, running and winning a couple of endurance races here, laps, and just putting in the time and effort, making whether that's in real life or in simulation, just helps. So I've made a lot of laps around this place. I can picture with my eyes shut. That certainly helps when you come back and you have a full field full of drivers that are going to be really aggressive.
Tyler, you got your first cup pole here too. What can you draw off that, even switching to a new team?
Not much at all. The car's completely different now. But the things that added up to that pole lap certainly remain important, even with this new car. But it was a huge shot of confidence for me as a driver at that time. I was really, really bad at road courses not 4 or 5 months ago. So to make the big step that we did and back it up with a pole a couple years ago was huge for me, and it showed that I was making the right. I was putting the right time and effort into the right things to get better as a driver.
And just getting
swaps of positions or we're back and forth, so it has some good appetite there for some good racing. So you look forward to being able to come out here and put on a good show for the fans, and we look for nothing less than that, being able to do it when we come back with our net spin Camaro.
What's been transition like to go to RCR?
It's like being at a new school. You just go out there and kind of meet some of your new classmates and get through our day-to-day of working together and things like that, and having the opportunity to just get to work with one another first and foremost, and then obviously too just kind of work on the car and seeing what my communication skills are like and how they can kind of take all of what I say and make the car go faster.
Kyle, with everything new, you said everything's new with the team. It's almost like a fresh start for you. Why is this the right time for it?
I don't know that there's ever a right time for anything, but this is the time that we have. It's what's the cards we've been dealt, and so we're going to play them the way we got them. But the way that things have gone so far, everybody's been super welcoming and super receptive, and we kind of redid the interior of the race cars, and they've kind of listened to a lot of the things that I've been accustomed to over the years, and the things that I've done there, and it's been really, really fun to just kind of work around all these guys and have that chance of a little bit of a fresh start this late in the game for me. Maybe there's 6, 7, 8 more years left. We'll see. Hopefully, stay healthy and win some more championships.
Can we expect some changes, or is Rowdy still going to be Rowdy out there?
It just depends, It's a matter of who makes you mad, but no, it's just a product of circumstances and what all goes down, So our sport needs some entertainment, it needs some excitement, whether it's on the track, a little bit off the track. So you know, if I'm that guy, I've been that guy for a little bit. This hat's not black for a reason, so you know, we'll keep rolling.
Great new crew. Can you talk about how you're building the relationship with them and what you guys are learning about each other early?
Yeah, I mean, today was the big thing was just, again, you know, working on the car, kind of feeling that out. They had a really good road course program last year. They were close to winning this race, and then they won a couple of the other road races that they had last year. So was really excited about getting behind the wheel and feeling that out and seeing if I was able to carry the same speed in the car. Seemed like we were today. So actually times for everyone, all three of us, were faster today than what we were here last year. So that was pretty interesting. But you know, temperatures are a little cooler right now too than what we raced in. So we'll see what all that looks like. You know, go through all the data tonight and figure out some more.
Kyle, what do you like about racing here at this track?
Well, I mean, I think the opportunity of just coming to a new market, you know, it's 3 years that we've been here, and so coming back again is going to be fun. But road course racing in general, these cars are more specific to the road course racing, the way they have big brakes on them, the way they're more centrally located with all the suspension pieces and all that. So, you know, it's a big deal to have us venture out into new markets, and especially here in Austin, it's a market where our new sponsor that we just announced today, NetSpend, it's their home. So that's always a good thing when you're able to venture out and kind of pick up some more partners from different areas of the country. And you know, we've had a lot over the years that we've really worked well with. And Interstate Batteries, very close friends of mine, are right up the street in Dallas. You know, so they like coming down here and being a part of Austin as well.
In that new market, what kind of gets you excited about this area and the support you've got from the fans here?
Yeah, I mean, the fans here have been really great, being able to come out and support the NASCAR ranks here, you know. So it's been really, really cool to see that, and, you know, seeing a lot of people in the suite, seeing people in the grandstands and things. And so we need that support. We need the fan support to be able to come out here and put on a good show. And I think last year's show was one of the best ones that we probably had much of the year. There was a lot made of that last lap and all the racing that was kind of going on.
You're still in your prime racing wise, so could you still kind of look back at your last 15 years on the last team and the accomplishments and everything you were able to accomplish with that team?
Yeah, I mean, kind of did a little bit of a look back just late in the year, last year, you know, coming to a close and coming to the end of the season. But you know, it's a little bittersweet. You know, you've been with a place for so long, you kind of want to finish there. You want to win some more races, you want to win some more championships, and finish out strong like some of the other greats that have been in our sport. But also I look at it as an opportunity like, you know, Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, who jumped teams and moved on to other teams and were able to be successful and win championships elsewhere. So looking forward to hopefully being able to do that here with RCR.
Great opportunity for us, two-car Team Penske, to knock the rust off and you know, be able to tune on the car a bit and go through some tires, you know, trying to figure out softer compounds, trying to create a higher wearing tire, and Goodyear's come with some good options, and kind of between the three of us, you know, to evaluate. So I think it was a fairly productive day. Curious to kind of see what the other guys thought, and hopefully come with something that's even better than what we had last year.
Goals coming into this season. I mean, rookie of the year campaign last year, winner of the Daytona 500. I mean, great way to start off your career. What are you looking forward to this season?
Yeah, obviously last year a great building block to, you know, what I want to make a career in the Cup Series. So for me, it's finding what the next level of that is, finding the next level myself and the people around me, and being able to elevate. Obviously, I work with a group of people and in a building that are championship caliber. Joey's proved that, and it's great to be surrounded by guys like Joey and Ryan that, you know, I feel like have different strengths in different areas, and able to learn from them and compare myself and push each other. I think we got a great group. So yeah, trying to find a way to get myself to that level. But in our cars, it's quite challenging. You know, there is tire wear, and the layout is a bit challenging. But you actually don't run a lot of conventional lines. You use a lot of the runoff. From a bird's eye view, you kind of have to know the line to take. It's not very intuitive on where to go. So I feel like that makes it. You can't be distracted visually, you know, by different lines or paint, because you go up the hill in the S's and it's just a massive expanse of asphalt, and you got to do something with it, but keep it inside the track and inside the curbs and not upset the cars. So there's quite a lot of areas on the racetrack that are that way, which I feel like for me, you know, makes it fairly unique. You know, it's in my opinion, a fairly European style circuit, you know, compared to, you know, some of the other road courses we have stateside. So I don't think you get that at too many tracks that we go to.
And you have
I am a big fan of the S's. It's like a high-speed slalom course. You're picking apexes, but always setting up for the next one. So if you screw up the first one, it's a blind turn into turn 3 to hit the apex, and if you screw up that one, you're paying for it all the way in turn 9 about 10 seconds later. So it's fun when you put it together in the middle of the night. The Ranchers. So I got one for that as well. That was my first time, but racing sports cars.
For you, we dress up the hat.
Shape.
Okay. I'm gonna bring that down. It's okay. I'm gonna the front down a little bit for you. Wild now. Just enough. Makes enough of a difference.
I'll consider mine.
And again, there's
10, 20 years ago, it was a big.
Hyper is great.
Blend in, and then they come out looking like this cones. They do no shape at all, and then they use actual machines where you press them, and they end up looking like that.
Roll down.
Shape of that you want.
My head was like, I don't know how we.
Shorter. I feel like you're yeah, that's great.
Go for it.
Oh yeah, that's definitely more direction. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's tackle the brim, and then we'll dress it up. So 4 inches, just to like, this feels pretty wide, right? Yeah, no, it's
Perfect. We can always make them small.
cool, so there's plenty of room to bring it way down and be okay.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. Check that. We'll have you check. It's a good spot.
So this is gonna make the
You
head
spray me.
more stiff.
It's gonna ruin my night.
That's what
And he has a studio here called Work. And then my rabbits are new. That's by a sweet gal named Robin.
Oh, you're good.
She has a studio just so it's almost a requirement here.
See the R.
They won't employ you, period, anywhere unless you're done. No, I love it. I love that they support the art here, and it's such a big deal. Oil painting of a rose. Can you do that? And
Yeah, I probably will say that on like race weekend because I'm just on the move.
Get the fuck out of the way.
And
I wouldn't
it's
be
the quickest, it's the quickest way.
I wouldn't recommend saying that.
No, we're Marcus.
Cowboy hats. This is your third but first custom. Tell us about the experience, how cool it was, and what you enjoyed about making your own hat.
Well, for me, I really enjoyed the part where I kind of come in here with an open mind. And it's like, hey, whatever you think looks good, we'll just start trying things. And that's what we ended up with. It looks really good. Even got my logos branded on it, and nice new drawing on the inside of it. So yeah, all the details on it just work for me. So I got a nice hat that I can work with a lot of different things.
First cowboy hat customized. How cool was the experience for you tonight?
Yeah, obviously a really cool experience getting the hat done up and obviously custom fitted. Get to pick the colors, the band, all of it. Even lit it on fire. It was a really cool evening. Definitely something I'm gonna keep and hang on to. We're at dinner tonight, but yeah, definitely fits in the area.
Will we see this back in March when you come for the race wearing that hat?
It's a great question. It does not have a Discount Tire logo on it, so if we can get like a pin or some stitching, some embroidery done, I think that would you'd force my hand to have to wear this during the race weekend.
Perfect.